In a world facing global crises like climate change, pandemics, and economic meltdowns, can nations really go it alone? In this video, we'll explore sovereignty in the 21st century and ask, is global governance the key to solving the world's biggest problems? Sovereignty is the idea that nations control their own destiny, free from outside interference. But in 2024, that concept, the concept feels a little out of date, does it not? Climate change does not care about borders, neither do pandemics or economic crises. These days, the world's problems are too big for any one country to handle alone. So what's the solution? Some say it's global governance, a system where international organizations take the lead on solving global challenges. But is that the answer, or is it just a pipe dream? Let's start with the basics here. Sovereignty means that a nation controls its own affairs without outside interference. It's the backbone of international relations. The reason we have borders, governments, and the whole my country, my rules vibe. In theory, sovereignty is great. It gives nations the right to self-govern and make their own laws. But here's the thing. Sovereignty assumes that nations can handle their problems independently. In the 21st century, not so much. The world is more interconnected than ever before. Economies, technology, even health crises cross borders faster than you can say globalization. So, if nations are so intertwined, how much control do they have anymore? Now, let's talk about global governance. What is it? Well, basically, it's a fancy way of saying that countries work together under international institutions to solve global problems. Think of the United Nations, the World Health Organization, or even the Paris Climate Agreement. These are attempts at governing the world, but hey, here's the catch. Nobody's really in charge. Global governance isn't about creating one world government. Sorry, conspiracy theorists, my bad. But it is about getting countries to cooperate on issues that affect everyone, like climate change, human rights, or global pandemics. But here's the challenge. While these international bodies exist, they only have as much power as nation states allow them to have. Sovereign nations still get to decide if they want to follow international agreements, and guess what? When things get tough, countries tend to look out for themselves first. Well, global governance has its perks. For one, it lets countries tackle global problems in a global platform together. Take climate change. No single country can fix that on their own. International cooperation is our best shot at saving the planet. The same goes for fighting pandemics or ensuring global trade is fair. Sounds pretty great, right? Well, hold your applause. The downside of global governance is that it can be slow, bureaucratic, and sometimes really ineffective. Nations still prioritize their own interests, which can make global agreements harder to enforce. And then there's sovereignty issues. For many countries, the idea of giving up even a tiny bit of control to add global institution does not sit well. After all, why should they let some international body decide what's best for them? So, why is global governance even being considered? Well, it's simple. The challenges of the 21st century are too big for any single country to handle. Climate change, pandemics, economic instability, these problems don't care about borders. And if we keep pretending that sovereignty will save us, we're going to end up in a serious trouble. Take COVID-19 for example. The countries that worked together got through it faster. Global cooperation saved lives, sped up vaccine production, and kept economies from totally crashing. If that does not prove the need for global governance, I don't know what will. The future is global, whether we like it or not. Innovations in tech, space exploration, or even AI. These are already global enterprises. The only way to tackle the future's biggest challenges is for nations to work together. The more we embrace it, the better off we'll be. So, to conclude, is global governance the answer to the world's problem? Maybe. It's not perfect, but nothing is perfect. In a world where crisis does not stop at borders, We need a solution that brings countries together. Sovereignty has its place, but if we want to tackle the biggest challenges of the 21st century, we've got to think bigger. We've got to think global. If you like this video, please subscribe, like, comment, and share this as much as possible. Till next time, see you then. Have a good one. Bye bye.